The episode starts with Bani telling Talika that she will repay her for the help she did to her if she gets a chance in life, and she promises her that she won't let her get teary-eyed. Talika feels guilty and hugs Bani in tears. Bani makes Talika sit and feeds her food. Yuvan cries to himself while holding Bani's photo. Bani and Talika Agustya also cry to themselves about their situation. The next, Bani prays to Shiv Ji to be with Yuvan until he becomes Yuvan completely. Talika sees Bani and hides her nuptial chain. She prays to God to give her the strength to remove it. Bani sees Talika and gives her facade. She asks if she is going to the clinic. Talika says she wants to tell her something. Bani asks, "What's the matter?" Talika says Kabir had come to take me from the clinic before marriage, and in his emotional state, he told me about his childhood trauma. Bani asks what he told her. Talika tells Bani that Yuvan's mother was murdered by a family member, and that person is the one who gave the wrong medicines to Yuvan. Bani gets shocked. She says Kabir knows about the culprit, but Yuvan doesn't remember anything. Talika says it happens in split personality, and if Yuvan and his mother get justice, then Kabir will go and Yuvan becomes normal. Bani says she will find out who killed Yuvan's mother. Bani is shown to have tied up all the Rothode family. Bani has a knife in her hand and walks in front of the Rothode family. Family members ask her to leave them. Bani says Yuvan got traumatized when he witnessed that his mother is murdered by one of the family members, and that person is the one who gave the wrong medicines till now. She asks the culprit to confess his or her crime. Otherwise, she will kill all the family members. Bani counts 3 numbers. Hemant asks her to stop her madness. Bani says she will start with Veer and throws a dagger at him. Veer comes out from his daydream. Hemant and Devraj ask Bani, "Why would a family member kill Vandana?" Bani says, "I was shocked like you guys, but I have to find who murdered Vandana." She asks the culprit to come out willingly, and otherwise I will find who's the culprit. Then that culprit will not get forgiveness and punished severely. Hemant doubts Veer and asks if he did it. Veer says he didn't and asks, why can't they doubt Alapana? Alapana asks why can't he doubt his wife, who had an issue with Vandana before her death. They blame each other. Devraj admits he is the culprit. Bani says Dadu S.A. Devraj says if it's one of the family members, then my upbringing is wrong, so it's my mistake. Bani says to family members that she gave them a chance, as she doesn't want to suspect everyone, but they didn't use it, so now she will investigate and doubts all to reach the culprit as it's needed for Yuvan's recovery. Later, Bani shows Vandana's belongings to Yuvan. She asks him to recall what happened on Shivratri night. Yuvan tells her he didn't remember properly. Talika comes there. Yuvan says, to be honest, I'm scared of Kabir and I don't want to let him return. Bani sees Talika and calls her inside. Talika says she comes to return things Kabir gave her. Yuvan stops Talika from leaving. He apologizes to Talika for Kabir's doings and tells Talika that he is unaware of Kabir's doings, otherwise she won't let any 3RD person enter between me and Bani, as Bani is the world to me. Talika gets upset. The episode starts with Yuvan apologizing to Talika. He says, please forgive me, if possible. Talika says, it's okay. I know that it was Kabir who did it, and our relationship of doctor and patient, so it's fine. Yuvan thanks her for understanding him. Talika leaves in tears, touching her nuptial chain. Bani asks Yuvan to recall what happened on Shivratri. Yuvan says he is not remembering anything. Bani says it's fine. Don't worry, I will fix a Dr. Sanjay appointment with you. She leaves. Yuvan thinks we don't have time, and I'm scared of Kabir. Later he recalls Agastya's words and walks to the place where Kabir tries to bury Bani alive. Yuvan feels terrible and cries badly. He says, I will never let a single tear come to Bani's eyes. I can't put Bani's life at risk. He says to ensure that Bani is safe, he will do everything. Yuvan returns home and meets Hemant. He tells him that he wants to talk about something important with him. Hemant says, sure, you can tell me. The next day, Brinda and Alapana blame each other. Alapana says I remember. How Vandana had given you an earful before Shiv Ratri night. Who knows? Maybe. Out of your grudge, you may kill her. Brenda says it was a small issue. Hemant comes there. He asks them to stop fighting and calls them near the dining table, saying Yuvan wants to tell all of us about an important decision. Yuvan helps Bani to unite her hair. Bani smiles. He makes her get ready. Yuvan says this bindi suits you, so wear it every day. She asks him to make her wear it every day. Yuvan looks upset. Bani asks him to tell her what happened. As he looks upset, Yuvan says everything is fine. Bani says she booked his appointment with Sanjay and he will help you to get out of trauma. Then we will be happy together. Yuvan says her happiness mattered to him. She receives a call from Vishnu and tells him that she is coming. She asks Yuvan to accompany her, but he denies, saying he wants to talk to Devraj, and tells her that he will meet her at the hospital. Bani agrees. He hugs him. She asks why you hug me as if you're bidding me farewell. We will meet soon at the clinic. Yuvan agrees, then he hugs her again in tears. Bani asks if he is fine. He lies to her that he is fine. Bani leaves. Yuvan calls Vishnu and thanks him for his help. Yuvan comes to the hall. He takes Devraj's blessings. He tells Devraj that taking his decision was important for me and you guys, isn't it? Charmi asks what's he planning to do. Hemant says let's go Yuvan, it's time for the flight. Hemant recalls how Yuvan requested him to send him away abroad for everyone's safety. Charmi asks her where is Bani, if she knows about it. Viraj says Bani doesn't know about it, that's why Yuvan sends her to her place, so he can leave. Charmi asks how can they deceive Bani. She calls Bani to tell her everything. The phone rings in the house. Myra says Bani forgot her phone at home. Yuvan says it's God's wish and please take of Bani. Bani comes there which shocks everyone. She says God had brought us together and you want to break that bond. The episode starts with Bani questioning Yuvan about how can he decides to go far from her when she is fighting for him. Yuvan says it's needed for her and everyone's safety. Bani requests Yuvan to give her some time to settle everything. Devraj and Hemant support Yuvan's decision. Devraj says let Yuvan leave. Veer says it's Yuvan's decision and no one pressurized him. Bani says she won't allow Yuvan to leave. Bani fights with everyone for Yuvan. Kabir/Yuvan sees Talika is set to leave. Kabir appears and he asks Talika where is she going leaving her Kabir. Hemant asks Bani to tell him whose decision was right and you will be responsible for whatever Kabir does now. Bani says Kabir can't come out and it's my Yuvan. Kabir asks Talika to keep Bani away from him, as he hates her. Bani says you're my Yuvan. She asks him to come inside. He warns her to not touch him. Bani realizes he is acting. Bani challenges Kabir/Yuvan to attack her with a glass vase. Family members ask Kabir to not do it. Yuvan breaks the vase. Bani says, I know Yuvan you can't hurt me and you can fool everyone else, but not me and I know you're Yuvan. It's shown how Yuvan sees Talika and decides to become wrong by acting like Kabir using contact lenses. Yuvan collapses in front of Bani and tells her that he is mentally ill and is not fit to stay with them. Yuvan says Agastya is correct and I don't deserve you and you deserve a better life partner, so please allow me to leave. Bani says his actions broke her heart and tells him that he is everything to her and she is nothing without him. Bani says I was fighting for Kabir with a hope that my Yuvan will be back, but today you broke my heart and how can you forget that you're my world and I'm fighting with the world for you. Bani says he is not my Yuvan. She goes to his room and packs his luggage. Yuvan goes to her and requests her to forgive him. He promises her that he will never leave her hand in life. They hug each other happily. Bani says you will be cured soon, and very soon the truth about the incident on Shivratri during your childhood will be revealed. She says whoever is responsible for it will be revealed, and I'm not alone in this fight and we will fight and win. Yuvan agrees. A masked person witnesses it through the window. At the hospital, Talika and Sanjay arrange Yuvan. Talika tells Bani that Yuvan is in hypnosis right now, and we will question him a few questions so that he can remember the trauma from his part. Sanjay says they can control Yuvan's nervousness too. Talika questions Yuvan, who was near to him in childhood. Yuvan says Mom. Talika asks Bano to try. Bani asks him what happened. During Shivratri, Yuvan says we went to the temple and I was playing with Buntai. A masked person comes there. Yuvan says Mom was talking to Pundit, then we did Abhishek. Bani and Sanjay ask what happened next. Yuvan says he went to get water for Buntai, but Buntai and his mom was missing when he returns with water. Yuvan says Mom got a call and she went behind the temple to meet someone. Bani asks him to tell what happened and who called Vandana. Episode ends.